2025 meeting. Please silence your cell phones and other electronic devices. Please stand while Mr. Matthew gives the invocation followed by the pledge.
Lord, I just want to thank you for allowing us all to come together to conduct the county's business. Please be with the commissioners as they go through and make the decisions on what's best for the county, and be with us while we all travel back to our homes this evening. In your name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The next item is to adopt the agenda. Do you have any additions or subtractions?
No, sir, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion to adopt the agenda. Second. All in favor? Okay. No presentations today?
No, sir.
Finance report.
Commissioners, on the front page, it shows the bank accounts as of this afternoon, along with the interest received this month and year-to-date for the investment accounts. At the bottom of the page, you'll see the lost, splost, and T-splost distributions we received last week for September, and we should receive the third quarter tipping fees at the end of the month. On the second page, our splost balance is 1.4 million, and the T-splost balance is 1.1 million.
Questions or comments about the finance report? Thank you very much. Any department head here to speak?
I do have something. This week, October the 5th through the 11th, is National 4-H Week. Ashley couldn't be here with us. She's at a conference. So we wanted to recognize our Meriwether County 4-H program and thank our 4-H agent, Ashley Harmon, with the UGA Extension Office for her leadership and dedication. Ashley also brought the board some homemade peach jam from Fitzgerald Farms as a token of appreciation for the continued support for Meriwether County 4-H. So if you would just join in celebrating the 4-H youth, volunteers, and the positive impact they make in our community.
Thank you very much. So I see we have one citizen comment.
We do.
Okay, I'll read the requirements on that first. Speakers must contact the county clerk at a.stevens@meriwethercountyga.gov or call 706-672-3460 on or before the dates and times listed below in order to be placed on the agenda to speak. Speakers must provide their name, address, and topic they wish to discuss. For the first Monday of the month, 6 p.m. meeting, speakers must email or call before 5 p.m. on the day of the scheduled meeting. For the fourth Tuesday of the month, 6 p.m. meeting, speakers must email or call before 5 p.m. on the day of the scheduled meeting. Speakers must direct their remarks to the board and not to individual commissioners or to the audience. Personal disagreements with individual commissioners or county employees are not a matter of public concern, and personal attacks will not be tolerated. Speakers will be allotted 3 minutes to speak on their chosen topics as they relate to matters pertinent to the jurisdiction of the Board of Commissioners. No questions will be asked by any of the commissioners during citizen comments. Outbursts from the audience will not be tolerated. Common courtesy and civility are expected at all times during the meeting. No speaker will be permitted to speak more than 3 minutes or more than once unless the board votes to suspend this rule. So we have Mr. Derek Hayes. If you please come up and just state your name, address, and your topic.
Yeah, my name is Derek Hay. I live over here off of Rocky Mount Road on Halls Mill Road. And I want to talk to the commissioners about noise from my neighbor with loud speakers. I've had the sheriff department come out there, I know, more than 20 times. And they seem not to be able to make him turn his radio down. He's got some kind of big speakers because they just blast it. And I can, it even, you know how it feels when you hear, but being inside my house with all the windows closed and doors closed, and it's over my TV. And so I called, he was blasting it the other day. I called the the sheriff department again and talked to Sergeant Dozier. And I told him that they had county ordinances about noise control, music. And he told me they did not have any. So I wanted to come to the board, and I looked it up on the internet, section 30-28, therefore, some, it's got a bunch of it in there concerning music. So I wanted to see if the board could help me solve this problem with it, because like I say, the sheriff department's been out there over 20 times. My neighbor, he's got no respect for his neighbors playing that music that loud or for law enforcement. So I wanted to see if y'all could help me out with that problem.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'll make some notes. Okay. All right, the next item is the minutes from the September 23rd, 2025 special call meeting at 5 p.m. Any changes need to be made to the minutes?
I'll make a motion.
All in favor? Okay, next is minutes from the September 23rd, 2025 special call meeting at 5:45 p.m. Any amendments to those minutes?
Motion to adopt those two.
Second, all right. You got a motion down here in a second. All in favor? Next is the minutes from the September 23rd, 2025 regular meeting at 6 p.m.
I did see one change that Commissioner Nelson brought to me. It should have been membership dues. I believe it was on page 15 of the minutes. I've taken care of that, so they should be corrected.
Anyone else have any corrections that need to be made?
Motion to approve.
Second. All in favor? All right, no public hearing. One appointment to the Recreation Advisory Board to fill a 2-year unexpired term, District 3. Term expires on June 30th, 2027. This was tabled from the September 23rd, 2025 regular meeting.
And I got somebody in mind, and they haven't reached back out to me to let me know, so I'm gonna ask to table this again to the October 28th meeting at 6 p.m. I'll make a motion to table it to the October 28th meeting at 6 p.m.
All in favor?
And Mr. Chairman, while we're on this subject, I'd like to speak just a second. These boards that we put these people on, there's some boards that are not getting the attendance. So, I mean, if we nominate people, if they're not willing to serve and not willing to participate on these boards, I recommend that they not take the role of being a board member. I mean, it's something, you have to give up. Some meet once a month, some meet, some meet 6 times a year. And so if you're not willing to dedicate the time to be on this board and come attend the meetings, please do not accept the role of being an advisory board member. Thank you.
Okay, next item is,
Well, that being said, if we did appoint somebody and realize that they're not fulfilling their duties, even though it's a 2-year or a 3-year, can we come back and say we want to, reappoint somebody?
There are provisions in there with absence of attendance to where they're removed automatically.
What's that?
There are provisions in there that if they don't attend X number of meetings, they're removed automatically.
Okay.
no one's been enforcing that. So that board, somebody on that board have to let us know they're not attending.
Thank you.
Okay, unfinished business, is update on the no-through truck ordinance.
Commissioners, this item was tabled on the August 26th meeting. Since that time, staff has reviewed prior meetings and identified only 2 roads, Wrightsville Road and Caldwell Road, that were officially designated as no-through truck routes. In addition, staff has observed that numerous other roads throughout the county have no through truck signage postage. These roads will need to be documented and formally included in the ordinance for proper designation. Reach out to District Attorney, Mr. Herb Cranford. He suggested getting with our attorneys, DOT, ACCG, to make sure that the ordinance complies with non-criminal law and any relevant regulations that may exist. He also stated in his reply regarding the signage, I'm told that some roads only have no through trucks signs facing one direction, whereas they need to face both directions of travel. And I don't think I addressed that in my prior email. As I did reference in my prior email, if I recall it correctly, there needs to be a sign where any other road crosses the prohibited road so that any driver knows the road they're turning onto prohibits trucks. Staff requires additional time to identify and name the roads with existing signage so they may be included in the ordinance for adoption, and to ensure the ordinance is prepared in the proper format for board approval. Staff will also coordinate with Georgia DOT and ACCG to confirm that the ordinance complies with all applicable laws and regulations. Based on these discussions, the proposed ordinance language can be refined and also address vehicles commonly used by citizens in daily farming operations. Staff is asking to reschedule this for October 28th meeting to complete the necessary time to complete these tasks and present the ordinance in its final approval form for the board. Behind it, you have the ordinance that was presented during that time with the two roads listed. And then we did find some minutes in November 13, 2022, where the board discussed ordinance 2002-5 prohibiting through truck traffic for trucks with more than two axles. We cannot find that ordinance or where that ordinance was officially voted on by the board.
I don't think it was. I think it was brought up, and it was then, we couldn't find anything after that.
The only thing it has on here is that it was, motion was made to withhold the second reading of the ordinance, but that was it. There's no adoption.
Yeah, I knew we never passed it. It was a discussion.
And that's the only thing we really found with prohibiting through truck traffic. And I know there's numerous roads because I've been up in the Luthersville area coming back, and there's several roads with no through trucks in that area. So we need to work with Public Works to identify all those roads, list them out. That way they're adopted by the board all at one time.
You'll have to review that with the DOT. Right?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, we can't just put every road in no through truck. You know? All right, so I'll make a motion to table this to Tuesday, 10/28 regular meeting.
Second, third.
All in favor? Yes. All right, new business, request to purchase striker auto load system for EMS unit, fire and rescue.
Commissioner staff is requesting approval to purchase an auto load system for EMS unit that's at Custom Truck and Body Works at a cost of $65,575.34. This purchase will be funded from the FY26 EMS equipment line lease and maintenance budget line item, which has a current balance of $165,000. We received two quotes, Custom Truck and Body Works for $65,575.34 and Stryker for $72,851.37. Staff recommends proceeding with the quote from Custom Body Works Incorporated as it offers the most cost-effective solution.
So what is driving this request for this ambulance to need a new auto load system?
This is the one that we're having remounted now. That was the one that was involved in the accident. We just bought the 2026 chassis. It has been delivered. It is currently at Custom. The box is taken off the old one and about to be remounted.
So
And
that's it.
the last two that we put in service, the two new ones, they both have the auto
Correct.
load, correct?
Yes, sir.
So this will mean all three of ours now, right?
Correct.
So the one that was damaged did not have it in the first place?
No, sir.
Okay. Any other questions or discussion?
That's a lot of money for an auto load.
It went up about 2,000 from the previous two.
But what I can't understand is, it's a Stryker product, Stryker's $7,000 more than Custom Truck.
I'd go with the Stryker.
I mean, they both Strykers.
I know, but yeah, if it's a Stryker, I'd go with Stryker.
The last ones we bought were custom.
Yeah, the last two came from Customs.
I mean, they both the same thing, ain't they?
Are they both? Those
They're
aren't
both
Stryker.
spec'd out the same.
Are they Strykers that come from there? Stryker has a much better warranty on.
I'm not sure if it is a Stryker. Let me see.
Yes,
If
it's a
it,
Stryker.
Is it a
power
Stryker?
load system.
yes, from Custom, it is a power load from Stryker.
So the difference must be the installation between the two.
Stryker does it the best.
6507 Power Pro.
It is. That's what you
They're both
said.
6507 Power Pros.
Didn't you just say the one from
That's
Custom is a
what I
Stryker?
thought, they were both the same.
Customs is cheaper. And they're
But it's
exact,
not a Stryker?
it's a Striker from Customs,
Okay.
is the 6507 Power Pro, and that's the quote on both of them.
Yep.
I think with Striker, you just get a longer warranty.
Better warranty.
Right?
Well, I'll make a motion, we approve the auto load system for an EMS unit from Custom Truck Bodies at a cost of $65,575.34.
Got a motion, we have a second? Second. All in favor? Motion passes. Item 2 is approval of countywide road pavement assessment, EMC Engineering.
Commissioners, EMC Engineering, Inc. has issued task order 25-0005 in the amount of $45,000 to conduct a countywide pavement assessment. The scope includes a full evaluation along with a findings and recommendations report. This initially was previously discussed in a prior meeting to ensure a comprehensive study of all paved roads within the county. The results will determine which roads should be prioritized for LMIG projects or addressed through in-house paving efforts. Staff recommends approval and authorizing the county administrator to sign the task order upon board approval since this exceeds the purchasing amount of $5,000.
Will they have this done in time for us to have our discussions for 2026 meeting?
When I-
2026 doesn't have to be turned in until February 1st.
And when I talked to Chris, he said he would have this completed by the end of November, is their projected timeline.
Right.
And usually I sign the task order, but this is over my threshold.
Any other questions or?
$45,000 for somebody to go out and assess the roads.
Correct.
We don't have the staff to do that with Brian, to be able to go out and assess them. I thought we hired him because he had additional skills.
I believe Brian can assess them as well, and he's not in attendance tonight, and we can table this to the next meeting. We can,
We're just
Yeah,
putting out a
well-
lot to EMC lately, and it's costing a lot.
yes, sir.
And if we can do it in-house, we need to do it in-house.
I agree, if we do it in-house, it'd be great. If he can get it done efficiently, properly, and by the same timeline that we need so we can make the decision.
Yeah, Brian has access to the same report we gave Chris that lists all the roads that the board has reviewed over the years.
Right.
And when I interviewed Brian, he said he was able to go out and assess and grade the roads for the condition.
I just want to make sure the last 2 years, the conversation we had was based on the same document data from the first one I was a part of. I want to make sure we get updated information. So whichever way we go. So
Yeah, it should be played off the last 6, 7 years of roads. We need to take everything back to that point and go forward with it. But if Brian can do it, that's much better to have it internal to me than it is to outsource it.
I'll make a motion, we table this item to the October 28th meeting and have Brian present for that to be discussed, whether he can or cannot.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
And I will have them here, Commissioners.
Item 3 is request from the Greenville Police Department to put flock safety license plate recognition on Meriwether County property.
Commissioners, the City of Greenville Police Department is requesting to install a flock safety license plate recognition LPR camera on Meriwether County property located near the roadway on Roosevelt Highway directly across from Greenville High School. This will also allow the sheriff access to this flock reader. They have several throughout the county. Staff has drawn an intergovernment agreement that is a 5-year agreement with a 1-year automatic renewal after completion of the 5 years, pending both parties are still in agreement. And this would need the chair or vice chair to sign,
Chair.
or chairman to sign.
What is driving their request to add this?
There's a letter attached from Greenville. Let's see, it's the,
It says for criminal investigations within the city of Greenville and surrounding areas.
And we put in as no financial responsibility or liability to the county. It's all on Greenville.
Flock in the state of Georgia are they're kind of fighting right now, and it's taking years for them to get approval to put them on the state highways and routes. And so they can get approval from y'all to put it on the courthouse loan, then it'll allow them to get it up and put up faster than waiting for the state to approve to.
I'm just curious as to why the Greenville, what's happening, that Greenville's requesting this and the sheriff is not. If it was a need like it being described, the sheriff, and we said we already have multiple, will this be a duplicate effort?
Now, the city of Greenville is purchasing this one. The city of Greenville will have the rights to this one. Now, the way the flock system works, any law enforcement agency in the state can request access to whatever flock camera it is. So let's just say the one in Greenville, sheriff's, even though the city of Greenville owns it, the city of Greenville administers it, the sheriff's office can still request access from it and get data from it. But this is going to be something that the city of Greenville themselves are actually purchasing and not the county.
The
So
sheriff has quite a few out through the county.
It's the same thing in Luthersville, correct?
yes, the same thing with, so the city of Luthersville is doing the same thing right now. They're ordering, I believe, 3 of those cameras, and they don't have a better option than to wait on the state to approve theirs on the state highways. So,
So it's still in the city limits of Greenville, it's just on county property.
Yes.
But it says it's in front of the high school. That's not the city limits out there at the high school. Or are they talking about this high school, the old high school? Because it says they're wanting to put it in front, directly across from the high school on Roosevelt Highway.
Yeah, that's what I
That's not
thought.
in Greenville city limits.
No, they sit up there.
all right,
Yeah, that's what I read too, in
That's
front of
not-
the.
I might have had
That's
that,
good.
yeah.
This
okay.
is a city limit, so it goes out.
Yes.
Yes.
They extended it out.
Yes. The city limits of Greenville extends out past Greenville High School on that side of the road, from what I understand. On the other side of the road, it is considered county property. When they built the school, the city of Greenville annexed in that property out to basically McLaughlin Road to pull Greenville High School into the city limits of Greenville.
Can we table this and check on that before we just agree to do it?
It is a city limit.
They moved them.
Yeah, it is out here. I see the sign. But if what Matthew says, it's only on the right side where the high school is, not the left side.
They're gonna be monitoring both sides.
That just doesn't sound right, does it?
What's the purpose of the flock system?
It reads your tags as you go through. If
I know, but
there's-
what's the reason they want it?
They're saying because it would help with criminal investigations, something
Stolen
to do.
vehicles or stuff like that.
Well, down in Manchester,
Yeah.
if somebody gets robbed, they look tags going out of town, so.
I see. That's what I was asking.
Missing
What-
persons.
It's just a camera, it's just a camera.
And missing persons, like,
And it takes a picture of every vehicle that goes by.
That's all I know about it.
It scans them and then only detects the ones that are,
Now, it takes a photo of every vehicle.
Yeah,
and
but
their
it
tag
only
goes
alerts
by.
you.
But yes, you will only get an alert if that car is part of a BOLO, if the tag is expired, certain things like that. Only otherwise, now, all of those photos are saved. So let's just say I go and rob a grocery store or something, you're gonna see my white truck go by so you know which direction I'm heading. You can go in and you can do a search for all white trucks that pass through at a certain period of time. But you're only gonna get an alert if you have an expired tag, you have a BOLO out on your vehicle, things like that.
So they're gonna be sending tickets out for expired tags?
No, those cannot send out tickets. All they do is they send an email alert to the officers saying, hey, we just had a vehicle go by,
that meets.
2012 silver Hyundai with an expired tag. And then if they're in the area and they can catch up to that vehicle, then they can give them a ticket.
I
So,
just wanna make sure we don't use it to kind of start looking for, send out mail tickets for expired
No.
tags.
No.
You gotta drive right by it from that end of the county to get here.
yeah,
to
no,
get the
all
tag.
it does is it just sends out an email notification. An officer still has to pull you over. They still have to write you the ticket.
That's not true with those speeding cameras.
through the
Right.
school zones.
School
It's
zones.
not.
Okay, so you requested a table, was that in the
Well, I
form
mean,
of a
if we know
motion?
that that's city, I'm just concerned with part of the road. One side of the road's county and one side's city, and we have the city mainly being the monitor.
Either way, I think if we allow them to put it out there, it's not gonna be that big of a deal.
I don't know.
I don't think so either, I was just curious as to what.
Because the city limit may go there to that area, and they're gonna put it across the road to catch probably going out or coming in.
Probably coming in.
Well, as long as we make sure it's in the wording that the county sheriff has access to the data, so.
It should be worded in
That's what
there.
his letter says, so.
It's in the budget.
All right, so would anybody like to make a motion?
Well, I make a motion to approve the city of Greenville Police Department to install a flock safety license plate recognition camera on Meriwether County property located near the roadway of Roosevelt Highway directly across from Greenville High School, with the sheriff's department to have benefit from the technology alongside with the Greenville Police Department.
I'll second.
Pending legal review and
Yeah.
authorization is signed by the chair and vice chair.
Signed by the chair, vice chair.
You got all that?
Yes, pending legal review.
Yeah,
You
and
still
second.
say that, and then, all right, all in favor? All right. Next item is, approved Windstream renewal addendum for E911.
Commissioner, I'll speak on this one, and IT Director Brown can probably shed some light on this one as well. Windstream has submitted a renewal addendum for E911 data services, which would lock in the current pricing for the 3-year period. If the addendum is not executed, the rates will increase over the next 3 years. While staff are uncertain of the amount of the increase, it is anticipated to be a modest adjustment during the period. Legal has made changes, and we are waiting on a response from Windstream. The current price we are paying is $939.49 a month, and this will be the lock-in price for the next 3 years.
So if we find a cheaper provider in that 3-year period and want to change, is there anything in the contract that's going to lock us to this 3-year?
What is the term? I don't know what the term is.
This, I don't know that we can go to another provider for, because this is,
I'm just
all this
saying
is
it.
basically data dumps into 911 about phone caller information. Yeah, and so I'm pretty sure we've got a bill from Windstream, probably one from AT&T, any phone providers in the area that basically dump their customers' data into our system, so that if you call 911, your phone number will register with your name, address, so on and so forth. I don't think that this is anything we can ever change providers for. They didn't really say how much it was going to go up. They just wanted us to sign this contract to keep it at the current rates. Attorney Lee, I believe he was the one who looked over it and gave me some stuff to send back to him. I sent it back to him, hadn't heard anything back.
There's no automatic out of this one.
Okay.
They're not, I mean, I wouldn't expect this kind of service to give you one,
Okay.
so. But you need to decide if you want the 36 month or I wouldn't check that. I'd check.
We've already been paying for this service at this rate for how long?
A long time. Yeah, there's really no telling how long it.
Okay.
This is just a basic service that 911 has to.
And this has nothing to do with all the other services?
No.
Kudzu and all this?
No.
Okay. Right. Any other questions or comments from the board, or somebody like to make a motion? If not, I'll make a motion that we continue, renew a 3-year contract at $939.49 a month. Allow the chair and vice chair to sign, and staff can also look for alternatives during that time.
Second.
All in favor?
Mr. Jean, you seconded that.
Chair will Number 5 is approved resolution of sale of 137 South Court Square.
Commissioners, legal has requested that the chairman execute the board execute a resolution authorizing the chairman to sign all closing documents related to the sale of real property identified as Meriwether County Tax Parcel ID GR05118. This property, known as the old election building, was declared surplus and has been sold to Eric Adu for $116,000. And I believe the sale is taking place tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. It's just a resolution giving the chairman authority to sign all the closing documents.
What day did we accept the bid?
2 meetings ago.
September 8th, I believe.
September, I believe it was September 8th.
Okay. Okay, so I need to read this resolution.
You don't need to read it.
Don't need to read it?
No, you can, but you don't have to. It does need to be voted on, though.
So everyone has it in their packet. Do I need to read it, or does everybody found it in their packet?
I already read it. I make a motion to approve the resolution of sale of 137 South Court Square and allow chair to sign.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. Next is item 6, approve purchase of maintenance truck for the maintenance department.
Commissioners, during the budget discussion, it was brought up that the Meriwether County Maintenance Department needs a new vehicle due to increase of additional employees in the department. Mr. Lee Watley has received 2 quotes, one from Drive Max for a 2019 Ram 3500 chassis tradesman with 79,542 miles for $25,000. One from Steve Raymond Chevrolet for a 2022 Chevrolet Silverado 2500 HD work truck double cab with 29,415 miles for $33,895. I got 2 quotes from John Meagle, 2 of them, one for a 2026 Ford Super Duty F350 for $67,092 and a 2026 Ford Super Duty F250 for $55,250. And this funding will be from SPLOS. And Mr. Watley has been looking around for a used vehicle, and if the board would like to go with a used vehicle, staff recommends we set a not to exceed threshold around $35,000 for them to get a work truck.
So we just got 2 new sheriff vehicles. One that was going to free up a used sheriff vehicle to go to planning and zoning, right?
Correct, and one go to the rec for the planning and zoning.
Okay.
And then one other 4x4 would go to Public Works.
And they need an additional truck.
This is for maintenance to have the boxes and everything for the maintenance technician, the fit outfitting.
Maintenance truck. And I don't think he needs a new one.
I just went out and got quotes on the new one just to see how they compare to what he was finding on. I think he went to Car Gurus or
He told
something.
me occasionally he has to go rent a Mini X to do jobs
Yes.
around. He needs a 2,500 to pull that with when he goes and gets it.
I would think you want one with least miles on it.
Yeah, the 2022's only got what? Less than
29.
30,000 miles.
And by the time you're looking at docking fee, you're probably pushing close to 35,000. Little over 34. Docking fee is usually
Do we know that truck's
899.
still available?
It was as of this morning when I looked.
I'd like to make a motion to purchase a truck for the Meriwether County Maintenance Department not to exceed $35,000.
I'll second it.
All in
Out of
favor?
SPOS.
That was
Under that
squashed.
spot.
Yeah, that's SPLOS.
All in favor? Okay. Next is discussion of 2-acre tracts in Meriwether County by Commissioner Gene King.
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman and the board, I'm hoping we can look at this, but I got with Cassandra, our ordinance now shows that it's a 2-acre required minimum to build a house. If you got water, it's 1.5 acres, and if you have water or sewer, it's 1 acre. I'm hoping for the near future to preserve as much rural of Meriwether County space as we can, green space. And if we was to have the ordinance read 2-acre minimum period, then in the future, when developments start coming this way, whether it's a subdivision, whatever, if they have to stick with 2-acre lots, they're not gonna clear out the whole 2 acres. It's not affordable, so they're gonna clear out for the house. That's gonna leave a lot of trees, a lot of green space to where when we're going on our back country roads, we're gonna see subdivisions, but we're gonna see a lot of trees through it and won't be rooftop after rooftop. And what I've watched for many years in the surrounding counties, and it's gonna happen, you get your big investment companies out of California, New York, these billionaire groups, they're looking to put their money into something for long-term returns. And they'll come out and get with the city and go, look, we'll pay for the water, we'll pay for sewer. We want to run it down here to this 300-acre tract we're looking at, and they're going to promise all this stuff. Anyhow, they end up getting water sewer. We're going to have 1-acre lots, subdivisions in Meriwether County. I personally would hate to see that. I know I didn't grow up here, spend my entire life. I've been here 28, 29 years, but some of y'all lived here your whole life. I would hope you would agree that it might be in the best interest of the citizens and of our county if we could get that ordinance changed before that time becomes upon us, then we can't do anything about it. So I would just want to bring that up to get the board to think about it and see whether or not we want her to bring us an ordinance that would show 2 acres. And then the other discussion that came up, someone called and asked me, how come you have to have 5 acres on a dirt road but 2 acres on a paved road? And I thought the same thing. That doesn't make sense. Why can a guy go out here and build a 2,500 square foot house on 2 acres on a paved road, and you go build a 2,500 square foot house on a dirt road, and they're going to be taxed the same? So it's not like you get a discount for being on a dirt road. So I got to looking into the ordinance, and it was adopted several years back, and what it was meant to be, and Theron said there's supposed to be a provision in there. You can have 2 acre lots on a dirt road. Like if someone's living on a dirt road and they got 5, 6 acres, they want to cut out 2 acres for their son, the mom, the daughter, whatever. You can have a 2 acre lot on a dirt road. What it was brought before the previous boards and the way it was understood, if a developer goes out on a dirt road and says buys 200 or 300 acres and he wants to put in 2 acre lots, the only way he could do 2 acre lots is he would have to bring the county road up to paved standards. If that was to minimize the traffic. But if he goes 5 acre lots, then he can do the development with 5 acres without having to bring the county road up. But it was not meant to say you cannot have a 2 acre lot on dirt roads. So I was wanting to have either Cassandra and their department look at that ordinance and either get it clarified to where you can have 2 acre lots on a dirt road. But if you're going to do a development, unless you bring the road up to standards, a 5 acre minimum, that way to minimize the traffic. So however that needs to be looked at or worded, but it was not meant to hurt people wanting to build a house on a 2 acre lot on a dirt road. So I don't know how it slipped through, but everybody's had their mindset that you cannot have a house on a dirt road unless you had 5 acres. And it just doesn't seem fair to the citizens that are out here on nice paved roads getting 2 acres. You may have someone out there right now that's got 6 acres and they're needing some financial money for their medical bills, their daughter's college, and they're going, well, we can't even sell part of our land because you got to have a minimum of 5 acres, and that's not what it was meant to be, and that's not how it's supposed to read.
So let me ask you, Gene, when you said 2 acres would provide more green space, you're saying take it from 5 acres to 2 acres?
No, this is 2 different discussions. One we have now is 2 acre minimum, unless you have county water or sewer.
All right.
Before, it might be 10 years from now, 8 years from now, 20 years from now, but before we start all of a sudden getting these investors running infrastructure, because they know if they run the infrastructure, they can build 1 acre lots. If we want to preserve our county from having so many rooftops, we're going to have to change the ordinance to 2 acres minimum, whether you have water and sewer or not. Now, if the cities want to have duplexes or apartments, that's fine, but I'm talking throughout the county rural area.
I don't see how that's going to stop. If an investor wants to come in, they're going to come in.
No, I didn't say stop them. No, it's going to come. But if they run the water and sewer, they can do 1 acre lots. By the time they clear out from the house, you're going to look like Jonesboro and Fayetteville. You're going to see rooftops as far as you can see.
But the reason that there were 5 acres on a dirt road is because of the maintenance of the county. When you have a paved road, more vehicles can travel without wear and tear to that road. So when you have 5 acre lots out there, you're going to have less homes built, less traffic there, less gravel, less maintenance on the dirt road. That was the reasoning behind all that.
Right, we're talking 2 different things too.
Well, I'm talking both.
Okay, so the first one is, we'd like to see about having 2 acre tracts minimum in Meriwether County instead of whether you have water or sewer. That way we get more, they're not gonna clear it all out. The other is, like you said, it was for development to minimize the traffic, but you can still have a 2 acre lot on it. If someone down this dirt road has 5 acres.
No, you can divide it.
What's that?
You can divide it.
Okay, but there's been a confusion. Everybody thinks you have to buy 5 acres on a dirt road the way they're reading the ordinance.
You do. You have to buy the 5 acres on that, but you can split that 5 acres at a later point if you come back and ask for a special provision.
That's not the way it's supposed to read.
It's the way it was passed.
It was supposed to refer to, that's why I'm asking for us to get clarification. it was supposed to refer to if you're doing a development subdivision, then you have to have 5 acres minimum. To maintain keep from having so much traffic on a dirt road that forced the county to have to end up paving it like they did Beulah Evans because the dirt road just can't handle the traffic. So anyhow, I would like to have them look forward to either changing the ordinance to 2 acre minimum and,
So can y'all get us the copies of that ordinance and review to see if we want to discuss it further?
Yes, sir.
I just think you do that, you're gonna have more developers coming in, more builders coming in,
if you do what?
if you go to smaller tracks.
I'm not going small. I'm not asking to go smaller. I'm trying to keep it from going small. I'm trying to keep it from in the future going from 2 acres to 1 acres.
He wants a minimal amount.
I understand, cause he's scared
He's
that,
talking about from 2 to 5, from 5 to 2 on dirt road.
Maintain, I think what he's saying, he wants to maintain that for a developer, but for a private citizen.
On a dirt road, I would like to see the ordinance still say, if someone's coming in putting a subdivision in off a dirt road, and went down here and bought 350 acres, yes, before they could do 2 acre lots there, they would have to bring the dirt road up to paved standards to handle the traffic. So we're not forced to pay for a paved road, and we don't have it in our budget.
Right.
But if they go down there and stick with, like Brian said, 5 acres to minimize the traffic, then that's fine, they can go do that. But if I was going down a dirt road, just any dirt road around here, and the guy has a sign out there and says 2 acres for sale, you should be able to get 2 acres and build a house there just like a man on a paved road can do. There's no reason to say, oh, no, you can't build on this dirt road, you gotta have 5 acres. From the way,
So it's going from 5 to 2.
only if it's an individual or single lot. But if you're doing a subdivision, then it would remain at 5 acre minimum unless you develop the road. So, and then when Cassandra and I was talking about going 5 acres, so I reached out to Thayer and I said, help me understand this ordinance. And then he told me yesterday that it was supposed to be a provision in there. It was not meant to hurt individuals building a 2 acre lot house on a dirt road. There was supposed to be a provision in there to still build a 2 acre lot. But if you're doing a subdivision, it's a 5 acre lot. So if Cassandra can find that, and that's the way it reads, that's no problem. It still stays at 5 acres in development and 2 acres for an individual.
but if it's subdivision and they bring it up to our paved standards, then it's 2
Go
acres.
2 acres. That's right, that's in there. Yeah.
Also, subdivisions have to be paid.
I know, I'm just saying, not if you do it in a 3, like if you already have one, it doesn't have to be.
Well, I mean, a development.
Because 3 equals,
subdivision,
right.
Right.
You can have another 3 cuts, but any of them,
Yes.
that's subdivision.
And also, while we're on this subject, if you got a 10 acre lot right here that's only got 200 feet of road frontage or 300 feet, we're letting them put in a driveway to go up and sell houses off of it. Who inspects that driveway
The road
that they
department,
put in?
the road department approves if it has to be a culvert or not. You know about culverts in the driveway?
Well, whatever they do, when they make that driveway, they tie it back into the county road.
Yes.
Sometimes they're coming down a hill like off a mountain and then the road's not crowned and all the stuff runs out in the road, the gravel. So who inspects to make sure that's done right?
Public Works, Road Department,
Who?
the Road Department, Public Works.
But you mean if somebody comes and installs a new driveway, then the road department checks it and approves it and signs off on it?
I don't know if it depends on, I don't think they would have to, don't you?
Public Works usually signs off on the roads, county roads. They have to be
But it
inspected.
doesn't like what he's saying is if they put in a driveway.
They put in a driveway up the side of a piece of property for 3 houses, who signs off on that to make sure that driveway is put in correctly? The culvert pipe's right and all that, right?
It would have to be Public Works.
Can verify that.
We always, I always check with Public Works to make sure when they want their driveway, it's a safe spot.
But I mean, it's the responsibility of whoever's building the houses to install the driveway, correct?
Yeah, Public Works is the one who tells them where to put it in the culvert and then they inspect it when it's
Yeah.
finished.
So, would that be something that we'd have Cassandra, well, not bring it back to us, but do we want to table this and the board think about it? But is that something, does it need to be put in a form of a motion till we change the ordinance to a 2-acre lot minimum?
You'd have to have a public hearing and advertise to change it.
Right.
That's why I just asked if the staff could get us copies of all the order, we can review it, determine if we're going to discuss it again and bring it back on the agenda and go from there.
We can do that.
Thank you.
Just so that we all, excuse me, just so that we all understand exactly what the ordinance is saying currently.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And if we need to make a change or not.
Thank you, sir.
Anything else? Okay, next item is report from county administrator.
Commissioners, we have closed out fiscal year 24, 25. We are now in 25, 26. I'll be working with finance on audit entries. We'll start bringing budget amendments to the board at the next meeting so we don't have so many at one time. I've visited fire stations and all equipment and buildings that I visited are clean. Everything's looking nice and clean, the vehicles. Working on no-through truck ordinance. You're going to have to require driving around, having staff assistance, and identifying where the roads are so we'll know exactly what to put on the ordinance for the board approval. So if you're out riding about, if you'll send me a text saying, hey, here's the road, picture of the sign, or something just so we can have a whole list of it going on. I'll get Public Works to do the same. Met with Clint McCrary and Ashley Harmon on the UGA Ag agent position. We had a UGA youth leadership at the BOC since the last meeting. There's a dedication ceremony for David Merriweather that's scheduled for October 19th at 2:30 p.m., followed by a reception at the Methodist Church in Greenville. I think all the commissioners have been invited to that event. We will be setting up meetings with the cities and various organizations to provide information about the benefits and projects for the continuation of the current SPLOS on the November ballot. We have an ACCG and safety inspection coming up on October 16th. This is to keep our safety discount in place for insurance. And on October 17th, we have the RFP for the insurance broker is due at 3 p.m. We would have the top 2 recommendations to present at the October 28th meeting and for the board to vote on the broker at the November 10th meeting. That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, report from county commissioners, Commissioner 3
I don't have anything to add.
Commissioner Collins.
I just like to thank the county employees and staff for all the hard work they're doing, and that's all I have.
Commissioner Stelson.
I don't have anything today.
About to lose your voice too.
Don't even have a voice.
Commissioner King.
The Cotton Fair over in Gay this week, it was a great success. We had a huge crowds coming through Meriwether County. The cars were lined up all the way back to Sonoma and out 362. A lot of the vendors said they did well, so it was a good weekend for Meriwether County and people coming to our county, and thanks to Public Works and everybody for what they're doing.
Saying not much to add other than thank everyone for what they do. Report from county attorney.
Nothing to report, Mr. Chairman.
Future meetings and notices, Tuesday, October 28th, 2025, regular meeting at 6 p.m. Monday, November 10th, 2025, regular meeting at 6 p.m. Closed in observance of Veterans Day, Tuesday, November 11th, 2025. Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, is a regular meeting at 6 p.m. Do we have a need for executive session?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chairman. I will cover all 4.
Can I get a motion to go into executive session for litigation, personnel, real estate, and tax matters?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? 6:48. Motion to go back into regular session.
Second.
All in favor? Back in regular session, 7:22. No action is taken in executive session. We have a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, need to make one thing. To allow the UGA to fill the vacant position of the ag agent.
Okay, I'll make a motion to
Add that.
add that.
I'll second it.
All in favor? Vote on it.
All right, I'll let UGA know.
All right, then we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
All in favor? We are adjourned at 7:20.
Thank you.